Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so today we hopefully are going to be putting in some raised garden beds. You know, we have tilled the earth kind of on the other side of the house, and today I think we're going to put in some raised beds here. We've thought about a bunch of different types of raised beds. I've seen people do pallets, I've seen people do wood. It seems like wood just rots so fast here in this climate. You can tell it's been raining a little bit today, that we're going to do cinder blocks. My buddy did some and they are fantastic. So they're a little bit more expensive, but they last. Like the cinder blocks, the concrete just doesn't go away. So first step, I'm going to measure where we're going to do it. A couple things to think about when choosing a location for your raised beds is sun. I am a bit concerned because we've got this big barn right here, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Another thing to think about is location of fertilizer. Well, our chickens, as you can tell, live for now in that part of the barn. They're like constantly making fertilizer, right? So that's great. We won't have to move it very far from the barn to the garden beds. Two, will there be anything that would bother the garden? Well, chickens would bother the garden. So we're going to put in some tall fencing around this area right here once we get the beds in to keep the chickens from getting in those beds. Three, is it close to a source of water? We do have a hose spigot right there, so that way I can run an automated timer to water the garden. I've learned for myself that if it's not automated, it's probably not going to happen, at least in my world. There are so many other things going on with the kids and properties, and, you know, all the different projects we have going on, that if it's not automated, it's probably not going to happen. Four, it's critical, in my opinion, that you have your garden in a space that you're already going through. Because, you know, if you have it in a space that you're not already moving around and you have to make efforts to go there, you're not going to be weeding it as much. You're not going to be tending to it as much. But here's kind of like the home of our animals. We've got the cows in there, the dog in there, the chickens in there. We go there a couple times every day. So if our garden boxes are right here, then I can just pull a couple weeds while I'm walking over to take care of the animals or something like that. Those are a few of the reasons and a few of the things you need to think about when you're building a garden bed. You can put it wherever you want, right? It's your bed. You're the one making it. But it's good to think through and figure out what would make it the best possibility for success here. You can tell, you know, there's not much sun right now, but the main concern I have with this spot is that barn. However, that direction is south, and so we're going to get most of the sun, you know, as it crosses by. I think it'll be fine. So I think I'm going to do two different garden boxes, both 13 feet in length, or approximately that. You know, I'm not going to cut cinder blocks just to make it exactly 13 feet, but I'll do close to that, and I'm going to do two, so that way I can do a hoop cattle panel in between them, and then I can have my vine plants growing on that. And I'm going to do one that's a little bit narrower than the other. The narrower one is to make it easier to pick the vegetables so you don't have to get in the garden. We're making it raised 2 cinder blocks high because it won't be too high for my kids to get in and weed and pick the different vegetables, but it'll be high enough that the weed seeds that are blowing around won't blow into the garden bed. That's a critical advantage of a raised bed, is that you don't have all the little seeds that are blowing around in the grass going into your garden. So I'm excited to try it. So we just went and snap, check out all those cinder blocks we got. Yeah, now we just need to put them in place and we'll have ourselves some garden beds. After much deliberation, we're going to put the first box here. I was going to move that big mound of wood chips, but I figured let me just put one bed in, load it up, and then we'll put the other bed in. Perfect. So it started to rain on us, but it's okay. Got my helpers out here, and we've got the forms there for the raised bed, the first one. So we've put some chicken wire down to keep the moles and other things from climbing up into the garden box. And then we put some weed barrier, and now we've got all these extra feed sacks that we're gonna put the feed sacks in. That way it'll help fill up the bottom and it'll help prevent create a weed barrier. So watch it go. We did it. Now we've got the whole bed lined up. We've got the chicken wire, the weed barrier, and the feed sacks down. Time to add the wood chips. Some people may say, why go through all this effort? Well, the hope is that the effort spent now of preventing weeds and other problems will reduce the amount of work in the future. We'll see if that is the truth. We'll see. I'm going to add these wood chips though. As part of the garden beds here in the city, they allow us to get free wood chips. Amazing! So my buddy let me borrow his dump trailer, and we're getting it loaded with wood chips right now. What a perk. This is going to be way better than unloading this with a shovel. Watch this. Okay, come on over here, both of you. Keep holding it. Keep going, buddy. Come over here, Alice. Watch this. Keep going. Here, James. Here. You go and watch it. You wanna watch it? You wanna push it, Alice? Here, push that one all the way. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, you want to watch it? I want to do it. Okay, keep here. Look. It's so much better than shoveling it out. Awesome, I need to give me one of these. Thank you, buddy, for letting me borrow yours.
Yeah. Slow it down.
Okay, yeah, and make sure you're moved, Alice. Okay, now we got some compost. Can you imagine unloading all of that with a shovel? Look at those chickens working that compost. So some of it was a little bit wet that stuck in the trailer, but I was able to get that out with a shovel. Still way easier. And then can you imagine if I have to work all of this and all of that with a shovel and a wheelbarrow? Luckily we have the trailer. So I've had a few steps that I skipped in the video. Sorry, please forgive me. I've been a little bit relaxed on the videos lately. I haven't been putting out as many. I'll work harder on getting that to be more consistent. I'm thinking maybe one a week is about what I can do now. I've been busy with a lot of other projects. I've got a couple houses, one that I'm converting the basement into another unit. Another one that we're flipping. And just getting the gardens and, you know, the properties and such ready. I've been doing a lot of fence work
that sort of thing. Anyway, check out what we've done here. We've got this fence up around it in order to protect it from the chickens. This is the garden space. Let me show you. Check these suckers out. Aren't they awesome? Trying these potatoes in these cardboard boxes. Pretty soon I'm going to add some more dirt. Check out how awesome they are. These are just some potatoes that we had extra that started to wilt. And I thought, you know what, let's just cut them up and put them in the ground and see what happens. Next, we've got some broccoli growing here and some cauliflower. The cauliflower looks like it needs a bit more water. We're supposed to get some rain tonight, and some peas that are just kind of starting. These things right here, it looks kind of like a weed, but it's not. And then over in this bed, we've got some way more established peas that are growing. And check out all of these right here. These are all beets, so I'm excited about that. And then our tomato plants, they made it through the frost. Get through, that's awesome. I'm really excited about this garden. You know, like I said, you've got to think of all the different aspects, like, is it going to get enough sunlight? Remember, that was my concern. And the barn is right there, as you can see. But as you can see, tons of sun still, and it is 4:40, so it's almost 5 o'clock. The sun hits it at about 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd say that's plenty of sunlight. Also, I love this location because it's right next to a water source right here, and it's right next to the barn. And these are places that, well, the water source I don't really go to very often, but the barn I go to you know, feed the bottle calf, to milk, to get the eggs. Basically, I'm going there several times every day, and then I can just kind of swing by and check on the garden, weed things. You know, it works out really, really well. So this is our raised garden bed made of cement center blocks. Cement hopefully won't ever go bad. Wood here rots quick, but cement won't rot. So let's just check it out. We'll watch it together. Until next time, find freedom in your life.